the nigga Puff was like, yeah, like first he was amping him to get style. Then he was like, yo, so when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we could just hang out, nigga. We gotta kick it.
This is
Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we gotta kick it. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some? I mean, like I pay for it. And I was like, what the f this just saying? I got the f away from him because I was like, this nigga like fucking. This nigga just tell me he'd take me shopping. And this is goes on. But there's your little fruit. Puff is a fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. Trust me. You see these little weird ass pictures and shit like that out there, sitting out there for no reason. If you don't see accident pictures when they like kissing niggas. Like that doesn't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Look. Later you gonna find out a little shit that I be saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? Man, listen. I'm trying to tell you the truth. But the truth, sometimes it hurts.
Right.
It hurts people and they don't want to hear that shit. But I'm trying to tell you. Ask me, could he take me shopping?
There are rumors that 50 Cent has shared information about Diddy's odd rise to fame. Beginning as a radio intern as a kid and ending as a hip-hop billionaire, this man has done a lot of amazing things. Kesha made a big change at a recent show by taking out mogul Diddy from her famous line, "Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy," when you think about Kesha's traumatic events with her alleged abuser. Luke, this change becomes even more important. Bad Boy Records founder, Mogul Diddy, had a great career. His impact was so great that his name is mentioned in popular songs like Kesha's TikTok. The similarities between Cassie's case against Diddy and Kesha's problems show that Diddy's name being taken out of public conversations shows how badly his public image is becoming known. Before the court case, even though Diddy was very good at controlling his public image, he had to deal with years of public scrutiny that led to charges of violence and criminal activity. Even so, the music mogul has always been involved in trouble, which has hurt his image. Diddy got his big start in music when he worked as an intern at a radio station and co-hosted a famous basketball game at the City College of New York. Tragically, the event ended in a stampede that killed 9 people. After working at Uptown Records, Mayor David Dinkin chastised Diddy for hiring inexperienced people to organize the game, pointing out that oversold tickets were a big problem. The ambitious hip-hop mogul created Bad Boy Records in 1993. One of his biggest hits was the release of Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. He also helped build the careers of well-known performers like Foxy Brown, Mary J.F., and Faith Evans, but Mark Curry was quite vocal about what actually happened at Bad Boy Records.
I see these kind of things in his actions when I knew him or when I was around him. Did I see him have those bursts of violence? Just not on, you'd be like, he did it. If you seen that, it was another video. He won some, he just over cocky. That's why he got fired from Uptown. He's over, what do you call someone who's overly confident? To the point to where it's called arrogance, right? He's arrogant. Nothing wrong with being arrogant, but when you're arrogant and you do it in spiteful ways, then, so when I seen that and I reflect and I'm like, man, I do remember seeing him be being physically violent towards females. I seen him be physically violent towards producers, other record execs, even artists. Always those kind of stories, man. But those stories are seen from the inside out, not from the outside in. So it's just like, sometimes you can tell, as a man, you'd be like, look, we're gonna need a fair one, or we a one-on-one, a fair one-on-one, and we fight as men so we can come to a resolution, right? So sometimes we fight as men, but you see that sometimes they fight, they keep fighting. They fighting with women, they fighting with people, they fighting with love, they fighting with they self. I seen him fight with his own self. I seen him be violent to his own self, forget anybody else. I seen him beat his own self up.
Wow, what you mean by that?
Meaning you're putting yourself through so much stuff, you're beating your own self up, you're bringing yourself down with whatever kind of things you need at that time, whether it be alcohol, whether it be pills, or whatever it is that you need. Sometimes people get addicted to pills. And when they get addicted to pills, that it alters the ego. all of that kind of stuff, devices. I seen it all, man. You know?
And you said that you seen him get physical with his own artists?
Meaning like producers, mainly the hitmen. Mainly the producers. And what I mean by physical, it'd be like, sometimes it might be a physical fight between him and someone else. And you say, you know, wow, you're fighting even with your own artists. You're fighting when you go home. You're fighting with people in your office. You're fighting with your girlfriend. You're fighting with me. You just want to fight everybody, don't you? And that's what, when you think of that name, that might be what he defines bad boy. It's really about that energy that he feels like what makes him. That's what makes him.
Diddy's notoriety rose particularly during the rivalry between the West and East Coasts, which was a pivotal moment in the 1990s for hip-hop and gangster rap and involved Death Row Records. Biggie and Tupac's violent deaths marked the terrible end of Suge Knight and rapper Tupac Shakur's relationship, albeit Diddy was never personally connected to these catastrophes. Despite the controversies surrounding their strange deaths, rumors, conspiracy theories, and speculations have remained, Diddy's success has continued to rise as a result. Jaguar Wright offered an intriguing view on how Diddy achieved such success.
Thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down, and heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And I'll Be Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker. It seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Honeycomb.
Oh.
In the music video for Hate Me Now starring Nas, Diddy and Nas are shown being crucified. The scene caused controversy, and Diddy wanted it removed because he thought it was sacrilegious. The unedited version went viral, and Diddy and Nas addressed the president of Interscope Records. Diddy eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and was told to attend 1 day of court-ordered anger management, but he had to wait. Diddy's harsh past doesn't end there. Consider this instance in hip-hop history: 3 people were wounded in a shooting at a New York nightclub due to a heated fight between Diddy and his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez. The power couple was arrested and charged with abuse and gun possession, but Lopez's charges were later dropped. Diddy claimed during his trial that the criminal justice system was biased against black guys. He was found not guilty, but his protege ended up getting 9 years for assault and gun possession, accusing Diddy of betraying him. Since then, witnesses have come forward to prove Diddy was the one responsible.
However, according to this woman, she says that she's been telling this story consistently for years, but there's been a cover-up. And if we've learned anything from the Cassie story and the recent allegations and other lawsuits, it seems as if Diddy has a pattern of threatening people and cover-up. And she literally says that he had to end up paying her for that incident. Again, as always, these are allegations. I just want to play what she says for you, because a lot of people are saying she's been saying the same story for a very long time. A lot of this has been covered up, and this is why the public doesn't know about her story.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him. Lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Lil Rod. So basically his last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, "That's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shine take the fall for it." Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. The bullet, I got shot in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible, testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, "Puffy, pew pew me in the face." He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Lil Rod. He threatened him. "Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shine take the fall for it. I shot them people." Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years. When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW. 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span. 7. You see this RICO charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life? As God as my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment, until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry, or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you. I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever, who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram, it's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying, he ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it would make sense in this new generation, but you better believe I will have my say.
Activist Tiffany Red had been working with Cassie on an album when she first met Diddy and says that she witnessed him verbally abusing her friend. Following Cassie's settlement with Diddy, Red penned an open letter in Rolling Stone about her experience. She spoke to me about the events that she says traumatized her.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be traumatized by somebody famous and rich, because you can't get away from them.
Tiffany Red has written for the likes of Zendaya, Jason Derulo, and Jennifer Hudson. In 2015, she became friends with Cassie while writing songs for her album. At that point, Cassie and Diddy had been together for nearly 8 years. In a lawsuit Cassie filed last month, she detailed the abuse she says Diddy committed, including physical assault. Red says although she did not know about the alleged physical assault while working with Cassie, she did witness verbal abuse on more than one occasion, one of which took place during Cassie's 29th birthday in 2015. Red says Diddy showed up at karaoke, where Cassie and a group of friends were celebrating.
So he had her back into the corner, and he was like cussing her out with his hand in her face.
Later that night, Red, who was staying at Cassie's home, says she awoke to screaming.
He's standing in the living room area, and she's there, and he was like emotional singing, "There you are." And I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside. And I remember.
Congratulations, young man. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that kid?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
she was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
The fact that he, I'm just saying, the fact that he cut from 500 to 200, who the gives a 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark. People are not understanding that girl quit 250K. $4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter. Now she was getting $2 million a quarter, but then she got, you got going on that's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
they told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of. He's a fucking piece of shit.